Hi, Erica Boucher here, and today I want to talk about how to sit for meditation. I find that this is one of the most challenging things for people because if we're not sitting correctly, then after 5, 10, 15 minutes, things really start to ache and it makes it a lot harder to stay with our meditation practice. So today I'm going to talk about some things that you can do to get comfortable when you sit for meditation. Let's dive in. The first thing to be aware of when sitting for meditation is that you want to keep your spine nice and long and straight. So sitting back in a chair slouched is not going to provide you with the best experience. That's going to start getting uncomfortable. You'll find yourself shifting around. And what you're doing is you're not keeping an open channel through the spinal column. And that's really important to do. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're sitting up nice and tall on your sits bones. If you have a bad back or bad knees, you can sit in a chair and put your feet flat on the ground, or if you're comfortable, you can sit on the floor. But I highly recommend that you sit on something to help elevate your spine. You want to get your hips higher than your knees, because otherwise, if there's tightness in the hips, there's this rounding that takes place, and again, that's going to get really uncomfortable after a few minutes. So even people who are very comfortable in the hips still benefit from sitting on a meditation cushion. I use a meditation cushion every time I meditate. If I don't have a meditation cushion available, I will sometimes use a yoga block. Make sure it's a foamy yoga block, not one of those wood ones, because that might not be so comfortable. But you can use a yoga block, a foamy yoga block. You can use a pillow from your couch if it's comfortable enough, or you can get yourself a meditation cushion like this one. This is extremely comfortable. It makes meditating and sitting for meditation very easy for me to do. So one of the things you want to be aware of is when you're sitting on your cushion or your block or whatever it is that you're using, you don't want to sit so far back on it that you're still sitting the same way you'd be sitting without the cushion. You want to kind of edge forward so just your two sits bones are sitting on the mat. And there's this very subtle forward tilt to your pelvis, just very, very subtle, because that helps the hips to relax and it helps to encourage the very natural S curve of your spine. So when yogis sit in lotus position, one of the reasons they do this is because it organically, if you sit this way, it's very hard to sit slouched. It encourages that natural S curve of the spine. So we want to make sure that we're doing the same thing when we are sitting on a meditation cushion or a block or whatever it is that we're using. And then I just tuck the feet in close and make sure that everything is nice and relaxed. So you can kind of wiggle around a little bit until you feel really good and rooted. And to ensure that you're not overly arching your lower back, imagine that you're creating a little tripod at the base of your body. So you've got your two sits bones and then your tailbone. So just very subtly, very slightly tuck the tailbone into the earth as if you're sending your tail into the earth. It's very subtle, don't overdo that. Just enough to release any tension in the lower back. So we want to keep that healthy, natural S curve on the spine, but we don't want to overdo any of that. When we're sitting this way, it helps the hips to relax. It helps the shoulders to rest back on top of the hips, and then the head stacks on top of the shoulders. So go ahead and start to find your seat if you haven't already. And again, relaxing through the hips, shoulders stacking over the hips. Let the back of your head line up with the back of your pelvis, and your chin is parallel to the ground. And then feel yourself settling in. Now sometimes in meditation, as we start to relax, our body temperature will drop a little bit. So I like to keep a sarong of some sort, or a sweater or a light blanket nearby that I can wrap around my shoulders. So this kind of helps me stay comfortable, because if I'm 10 minutes into my meditation and I start to feel chilly, that can be perhaps a distraction and make me a little less comfortable for my meditation. So plan for that by having something with you. Okay, so let's take a few moments and settle in and start to become aware of all of the places where your lower body makes contact with the surface beneath you. And then relax into your hips, relax into your shoulders. Soften your jaw, soften all the muscles in your face, relax your eyes. Closing your eyes, turn your focus inward. And this is a good time to become aware of your breathing. Allow your breathing to be deep and rich and full, inviting it all the way down into your hips and pelvis, filling up your belly on your in-breath, and letting that breath continue all the way up to the very top of your lungs. And then as you exhale, you can exhale from the top down, gently drawing your navel in toward your spine as you release completely on that out-breath. And continue to breathe this way, allowing your breathing to deepen and lengthen, slowing down, getting richer and fuller. And this is how you set the stage for meditation. What I encourage my students to do is start with 5 minutes. Sit for 5 minutes. Allow yourself to just get comfortable with the concept of sitting. And then as you get more comfortable, you can start adding more time. And maybe you take 5 minutes to 10 minutes, and then you move from 10 minutes to 15 minutes and to 20 minutes, and maybe ultimately 30 minutes, whatever your ultimate goal might be. So I hope this has been helpful. If it has, please let me know so in the comments section below. And for more videos just like this one, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on notifications so that you'll be notified anytime I post a new video like this. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, namaste.